Yeah, we'll go ahead and just kick this off. So I read your messages. Um, Great detail there. I appreciate it. Um, that sucks. I think I remember you talking about that where you um what happened? You had those accounts and then you blew them, right? Or because they weren't you didn't close them out in time, so they closed them for you, right?
Yeah, I had profits left in them, and yeah, I took someone else's word for what time the market closes instead of verifying, and then whoever wrote it, it was half an hour after the actual time the market was supposed to close. So I thought I had more time, and yeah, it was actually 2 minutes after entering a position, it just stopped, and I thought I thought my trade of eight froze, but no, it turned out the market closed, and then I got liquidated right after.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. That absolutely sucks. Um
Yeah.
so I can see how that would obviously weigh on your psyche a little bit, and then um you mentioned that part about your girl and all that. Like I get that too. I get that. So how like I guess from on a personal like your personal side of things, personal relationships wise and all that stuff, like you're good as far as like, that's not weighing on your trading, right?
It no longer is. After blowing more money on evals and literally not having any more capital, I had like a week or two to like reset, just
Mhm.
accept everything the way it is, and some genuine time to digest everything that has happened. And I did not realize how important that timing was, to not trade, not be able to trade, to just not to stay away from the charts and to not prove anything to anyone. Just stay away from the charts. I came back, took money out of my cash account. It was like $200 or $300. Bought a couple more evals, and then I was like, "Cool," passed them. And then I got halfway towards getting over the buffer,
Mhm.
and I think it was just my nervous system because I've been looking a lot into the nervous system, how I don't feel safe. Like success does not feel safe. I've been struggling my entire life, so struggling feels safe.
Right.
So as soon as I got around the $750 mark on these 25K accounts on Take Profit Trader, boom, I'm fucking blowing these accounts. And that just happened yesterday. I knew I should have walked away. I consciously thought, like, just walk away. Nope. Just that stupid little fucking gremlin in my brain. Pardon my French. Um,
You're good.
you know, yeah, it's just that gremlin in my brain that's like, no, you should do this. You could do this. You could just make it back. Like it's fine. And then I sized up. I'm like, I just need like instead of going for 5 points, I'll size up and get 2 or 3 points, you know? Um and then yeah, I blew him.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. That sucks.
Yeah,
There's if you can hold on one second, I have it just on the other side of the room. I have this thing about ego I want to share with you.
absolutely.
I got this paper, but this wasn't what I thought it was. So I know I have it in my email. It'll just take me only a moment to pull it up. But there's basically this psychologist who like did this breakdown on ego. And like most people, like, if you know anything about ego, there's like um what the three stages of ego, right? And then like I think it's like id, ego, and like super ego or whatever it is. But then there's like Gruder's 9 stages of ego development, right? And then you have on the low level stages, you have pre-conventional stages, right? And these stages reflect early meaning making, often seen in childhood, but can surface under stress in adults. So if trading isn't isn't stressful enough, I don't know what is, as I think that this comes out and rears its ugly head. I will I'll have to just upload this text into like a Google Doc so then I can share it with you and then put it in the description of this video so people can check it out, right? But basically in stage one, when you're impulsive, right, experience is centered around I want and what's mine. So You focus your immediate needs and your immediate impulses, right? That's what you're focusing on. So you like get your money back, don't walk away red. I can do this, I can make money, etc. And limited understanding of the rules, right? Because you're putting the rules and you're putting your system out of your head and you're just becoming fixated on the P&L as that is a representation of your ego and your success, right?
Yes.
Does this sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I deal with this shit all the time too, man. Like even today, I probably took more trades than I should have, like repeatedly trading the same accounts because I was like small green, red, small green, red, small green, red, just like kept trying to like do something that wasn't there, and then it ultimately ended the day on those accounts being red. And then of course I
Yeah.
switch accounts and I trade a different account and I hit a nice green running trade. Um, but that's how it goes, right? And then so you can like work your way up through like conventional stages and all that stuff, right? But the biggest thing is the core theme on the lower stages of ego, and you it's kind of weird because they lay it out in like an egotistical way, like I want to get to the higher stages, but the only way you get to the higher stages is by having like more clear thought processes and a system. And for a lot of people, having that system within trading, that's where Top Step really works because you can set a hard daily loss limit where, like, no matter what happens, it's gonna lock you out. Like, you have no choice but to stop. And if you use that tool, it is extremely helpful, at least to help you like reset your expectations. Otherwise, your your trading is going to be limited to your level of discipline and consistency. Like, are you going to operate at a consistent level of discipline that, like, hey, you know what? Two losses, I'm done. Two losses, I'm done. Right. And if you can't do that, or if you don't have that discipline, it doesn't matter what rules you set for yourself because you're like the stress is going to put you back into this default scenario where your brain is going to do what it's doing, where it's like, you know, hey, I just want to get my money back. I just want to win. I just want to be green. I don't want to be red. I don't want to feel like a loser. I don't want to walk away from like having lost and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, but like I think that's pretty easy to understand like the root cause of it. But like talk me through like your trade. Like when you take a trade, like did you trade today?
No, because no, I'm waiting to get paid to buy more evals.
Okay, okay. All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. I think that this is a good time for you to focus on trading on sim. The reason I say that is because then you can focus on a process driven approach. And I've known traders who have done this successfully where they say, all right, I'm going to trade on sim. And then the only way I'm going to buy another evaluation account is if I don't blow the sim. Like I have to trade the sim like it's really an eval. I have to trade it over the course of 5 days. And like most people, they start to they try to over logic themselves out of it. And they'll say, like, oh, well, if I trade sim for 5 days, then that's 5 days I'm not actually trading the market. And I'm going to take all of these good trades on the market. And I could just be getting myself further along, but I'm trading on sim. Like, well, no, the whole idea is that you're trading in a systematic fashion and that you're taking wins and losses and trying to maintain composure. There's no martingaling, there's no doubling down in size, there's no immediate reentries. There's all these things that are rules. And then I also really encourage people to just like get OBS. It's free software. Record your trading and watch it back, you know?
Okay. Does it save on the hard drive or on a cloud?
You can have it saved on the hard drive. I don't know if you can put it on the cloud. Um,
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But, and depending on what somebody's schedule and life is like, I know I've done this. I've taken my stream that I've recorded to myself, I've uploaded to YouTube as a private video, and I'm go in and watch my own session via YouTube. It's easier to pause, rewind, all that stuff, but I can do it anywhere in the world. So if I'm busy or if I'm gonna be, out of the house or traveling or whatever, upload a couple sessions and put them on and then just see what's going on. Listen to what I was saying, listen to what I'm in a trade. And then you'd be surprised too. If you got a webcam, put a webcam on you and
Yeah.
you start um you start watching what you look like when you're in a trade, it's gonna tell you a whole lot. Like, I know sometimes where I hold my breath, like, I can tell, and then I don't say
Yeah.
anything, or I'm just, like, holding my chin, looking up, and it's not good. It's because
Yeah.
and usually it's because of the same thing that you're talking about, is I want to win. I don't want to lose, you know?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense.
And so, I know you're a big gym guy, right? How long you been working out?
Um, I've been working out for maybe 5 years, but I've been working out correctly for maybe 3 years, like diet wise and everything.
Yeah, because you said you have really great discipline, right? You eat the same thing every day, you weigh it out, you work out 5 times a week, right? So
Yes.
so well, let's think about it though, like, why don't you work out 3 times a week?
Um, why don't I work out 3 times a week? Because, well, first off, I go crazy if I don't, if I'm not lifting weights. Like it's the first thing I do after I trade, so takes me away from my own mind.
Okay.
And secondly, I used to be mm, pretty fucking fat, and I don't want to be like that again. I'm running from being fat.
Alright, I understand, I understand. But so but I guess you could summarize it though, and you could sum it up as just simply saying, like, because it's like the consistency, right? It's the discipline, it's there, and in order to achieve your fitness goals, you have to make the small baby steps every single day, right? Like, you can't eat like crap and go to the gym 3 days a week and achieve your goals, right? You have to take you have to have a appropriate caloric intake, and you have to have an appropriate amount of time spent in the gym, right?
100%. Yes, like it's a part of my identity. That is just it's who I've become. I go to the gym 5 times a week. I am that guy. I eat the same shit every fucking day. I weigh everything. That is, yeah, it's just consistency.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, like, but you and then, like, that consistency has paid off for you, right? I'm going somewhere with this. That
Yeah,
consistency
yeah,
has paid off for you, and you've achieved. Well, I think most of us, we get to a point where we're never going to achieve the physique we really want, and then in hindsight, we'll look back later at pictures and be like, "I look pretty good there." But but you have achieved a physique that is far greater than what you had before, correct?
100%.
And that didn't happen overnight.
No, took years. Didn't even realize it was happening until
Yeah.
I look at pictures and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you look back and you're like, "Damn, I looked like that? Like, look at me now." Dude, trading is the
yeah,
same way. The problem is that, there's so many different people online that flash their possessions as a result of their trading, and, like, you know, sharing the heartache and the challenges and the difficulty, it's not sexy, dude. It's not it doesn't entice viewers, it doesn't get clicks, doesn't get likes, comments, interactions. Like, we all know it's a struggle, and then, like, you got somebody who's killing it, and half the comments are haters, and half the people are just like, "Shut up and take my money. Show me how to do it like you did it." You know what I mean? And then we all wanna rush that process. And you're working out, like, it took time. Getting good at trading, it's gonna take time, and, like, you have failed, I'm sure you have failed on thousands of reps in the gym, and
yes,
and but it made you better in the long run, right?
100%.
But
Yes,
and then when you fail at these reps, this is where I'm gonna tie it all together. When you fail at these reps, you don't fail to a level where you get injured, correct? You're like,
that
"Oh."
is correct.
Right, because you're using a weight that's within reason, and a system that's within reason, and you're like, "Okay, like, I failed now, like, that's it, that's all I can do, that's my limit." Failed trades have gotta be the same way. Like, you have to approach it with a methodical thought process and be like, "Okay, like, I'm gonna try this trade. If it fails, it's not gonna blow my account. If it fails, it's not gonna wreck me, it's not gonna set me back." Because the older you get, the more important it is to be, like, logical and sensible with the weights that you pick in the gym. I'm 38 now, dude. Like, stuff just aches now, and I'm like, "What did I do?" You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yes.
And so, like, I don't know why I said know what I mean. You don't know what I mean. You're in your 20s, right?
No, I'm 34.
Oh, shit, you're 34. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, dude, okay, I thought you were in your 20s. Okay, so, yeah, you're getting it, dude, you're getting there.
Yeah. Yeah. My
Um,
left shoulder is fucked. But to be fair, my thought process is that of a 20-year-old, perhaps.
yeah. Yeah, 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 so then the older you get, the more you have to be sensible. That sensibility, like, tying it back to trading, you have to have that sensibility in your accounts, man. You have to be thinking like, yes, of course, if you kept failing on flat bench over and over and over again in the same day, attempting a weight you can't do, it's probably going to destroy you. Just like repeating a bad trade is going to destroy your account. Like you have to have a logic and an understanding of like what's grounding me here and what do I reasonably expect. Like if you like, and even if you just trade, if you're trading 5 micros, 10 micros or whatever, like, yes, the growth is small, but the setbacks are also smaller, right? And you're gonna have setbacks. Just like
Yeah.
just like the older you get and you do stuff in the gym, as long as you're not doing something that's totally ridiculous, like, yeah, you might get like I get an ache and pain or whatever, like I deal with some pain in my shoulder. That's fine. I can still work out. I might be able to not be able to do certain exercises, but I can still go work out. So it's just like when you have that pain in your accounts, right? Like, okay, I can't trade minis. I have to trade micros. I'm trading smart. I can't trade gold. It moves too erratically. It moves too inconsistently for me. I need to trade MES where I'm very comfortable with the price action. It's just like I can't trade flat bench with a barbell, but I can do dumbbells. You see what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah, that makes sense.
So like you obviously like you know what you need to do. And what we need to try to figure out in this conversation, at least quickly, is what why is there a gap between what you know you need to do and then what you're actually doing?
Um, so, well, I think I put a lot of pressure on my trading. I'm 33 years old. I live with my parents. I moved back in about 4 years ago, and for most of those years, I was really just fucking around.
Mm,
It wasn't until a year ago that I really locked in. Um, Sobered up, broke up with my girlfriend, ditched all my friends, and then just really just locked into trading. And I've got a bunch of debt that I'm trying to pay down,
okay.
and which is why I buy 5 accounts at a time. And I know what you're going to say. It's like you should just do it with one account, whatever. The thing is, I'm willing to pay for these 5 accounts at a time, and I know I can do it, but I think I just blow up a little too quick. So if I could just lower, and you're welcome to talk me out of all of this, by the way, but if I could just lower the rate at which I blow up, I could really put a dent in my debt, even if it's just like 2 grand a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like, so yeah, it's just I just need to get the hell out of my house, out of my parents' house, because it weighs really heavy on me as a 33-year-old man, and I'm turning 34 in March, so
Okay.
practically 40, at least in my head, you know.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. No, I totally get it. So I do think you're right. Of course, if you can reduce the burn, like how much you're burning on accounts, then you are probably very likely to, start tapping into paying off that debt, right? And like
Hmm.
I get it. Like I don't talk about this all this often, but when I first got into the market, I didn't have a lot of money, right? So when I put money into the market, it was just like it was a little bit stressful for me. Also knowing that like I had just overcome an overwhelming amount of debt from my divorce like a year and a half prior. Okay? So like
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. And then of course in a different sense, I understand even though I didn't have debt, I knew I had bills that were upcoming, like my daughter's college and my older daughter's sweet 16 and then my younger daughter's sweet 16. And so like all these things that were like, okay, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. And then, once you own your own house, it's like you can't turn around with something breaking, dude. Like, oh, this doorknob's broken. Oh, this socket doesn't work now. Like shit just breaks.
Yeah.
It's the American dream, and so there's always another bill, another thing coming behind you, and so, like, I get it, but, like, I will say this too with absolute certainty from experience, and I know this will resonate with a lot of people who listen to this. If you continue to just focus on the money, it'll be the last thing that you have because
Yeah.
there's just not it's not the way the world or the universe works. It's like if you just, you know, if it I mean, it applies to everything, right? Look at people who are single and they're like, "Oh, I can't find, somebody I want to be with. I can't find somebody I really like or get along with." And then what happens? They're just like, "Oh, I'm just going to give up and focus on myself." 2 months later, they find the love of their life. It just happens accidentally because they focused on improving what was really the drawback there is themselves, you know? And
Yes.
trading, dude, all of your trading experiences are a mirror reflection of you. Your impatience and your desire to make money quick is blowing up in your face, and slowing down is the only answer.
Yes.
Like if you grab another eval, right? Um, if you grab another eval, right, what I would do is I would just start with one and I would try to pass it slowly. And you've proven you can pass evaluation slowly. And then
Mhm.
and see how diligent you can be with that one eval. And if you can trade it smartly and get it to a payout, okay, boom, I got a payout, I can pay for another eval. And then you can, start copy trading them a little bit or just trade them separately and just slowly scale yourself up. Understanding that like every time before I click the button, it's discipline, discipline, discipline. Does this trade really look good? Does this trade really fit my system? And avoiding a loss is great, but then, it's tough, dude. It's so tough because like you listen to Maple, love Maple, great trader, right? And you listen to him and he's
Yeah.
just like every time he turns around, he prints money. I'm gonna take this long, I'm gonna take this short, I'm gonna take this long. I'm on GC, I'm on MNQ, I'm on ES, and it's like, dude's just got money coming out the wazoo. It's not like that for us,
Yes.
man. And
Yeah.
you know, it's not like that for me either, and I know people look at me and they're like, "Sure, sure, Joe," but it's not. I feel like it's a struggle, and Maple, I know he says how difficult trading is, right? But
Yeah.
that's not that doesn't have to be that's not our lives yet. Maple's got more time in the game than I do, than you do.
Mhm. Mhm.
So let's focus on taking it slow, man. So, like, there's, um there's a couple things, and I can try to get you the links. There's a book, um there's a book or whatever about impulse control. I've got it somewhere in my house. And I think that one would really help you. Um, there's sections in that book to fill out, and I would encourage you to fill them out. And like there's portions about reliving experiences, right? So like
Yeah.
where you relive an experience that really triggers you. And the first time I did this, filling out the book, and I started to get in really great detail, like reliving an experience that I remembered that was very negative in trading. And I got to a point mentally where I could tell that my blood, like my heart rate was jumping, like my blood pressure was up, and like I felt like I was getting hot, like I was gonna start sweating. On a day when the market was closed, all I was doing was writing about an incident where I triggered and I got on a tilt, you know?
No. Okay.
And so then I was just like like that for me was like the final eye-opening revelation experience, like, yeah, dude, this is your problem. This is what you gotta figure out. It's this, right? And like once I was just like, it's this, it really helped me to hone in on it. So I would encourage you, um, like, be descriptive, like, close your eyes and envision that you are living through these experiences as you fill this out. And with pen and paper, don't type. It's not the same. If when you're writing it out and you're writing every emotion, like things like, I feel my face getting hot, I'm watching the price action, like, I'm, like if you just paint the picture, like I'm long, I chase the entry a little bit, price action has moved in my favor. I saw that I was green, a couple $100. Now the price action is pulling back against me. I'm having thoughts like, why didn't I move my stop up? Why did I chase this entry? I'm watching every tick. I'm obsessing about every tick, right? Like, if you think about what I'm saying, like, can you feel that?
Yeah, I'm literally just reliving the day I burned these last accounts.
And it feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's like my chest tightens up. I'm not breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally looking at ticks, like every single tick, being super obsessed with them.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, dude, it's I get really tense and just tight, and yeah, like the not breathing, it's insane. It's like I really resonate with that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, if you spend the time to to really go through it and, like, put in every intricate detail of how you felt, it will be an eye-opening experience for you, and then just, like, reread what you wrote and just be like, like, at a certain point, man, just like you mentioned the whole AA thing,
Yeah.
no, like, so many people who are Alcoholics Anonymous, people try to push them to that for a long time, and then once that person realizes, "Hey, I can't live like this anymore," that's day 1 of the
Mhm.
rest of their life.
Dude, literally experienced that in the last 90 days. Is like in like when I stepped foot, I got 12 stepped really quick, and it's like the gift of being able to face yourself.
Yeah.
And I've done that in my private, like in my own life, my personal life, and now I just have to do it in trading, which is why I came to you. You know, it's like I was being honest with both you and myself for maybe the first time. So I was like, look, I racked up 6 grand on 5 accounts. That's 30 grand. I have never made that kind of money, but I did reverse trades and hoped I would win. I hoped I would win, which is now gambling. It's not calculated risk anymore. I would double down, in the opposite direction or in the same direction and make the money back or whatever. And I was like, I haven't told anyone that. Only thing I've ever told anyone is like, hey, I'm up 6 racks per account. And then I lost some of it on Thanksgiving, lost all of it, and got liquidated.
Mhm. Yeah.
It was crazy to see my calendar on TradeZella just green, 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 green all across the thing. But it's like I kind of did cheat a little bit, and I did get lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, the
So
well, I think that you just saying that is a little bit of a freeing experience as well because it's like, okay, now I know that I can make money, but now I wanna make it the right way, you know?
yes,
So,
yeah.
um, so you mentioned the 12 steps. So have you gone through AA, like, um, in real life, like, for addiction?
Yes, yes, that's why I brought it up. So it was like,
Okay.
yes, I joined AA like 90 days ago. This might be TMI for anyone who's listening. Sorry, but yeah, 90 or so, a little more than 90 days ago. A lot of people, I'm not sure if anyone who's listening to this is familiar with the 12 steps, but a lot of people will take a year or 2 years to get through it because they're so scared of facing themselves. Yeah, it requires you tackling your past, going to people, making amends for things you've done, and just being completely honest with yourself and some higher power, not to sound like a freaking freak or whatever, but and then
Oh,
another human being. But I did that and I did it within 3 weeks, and it was the most freeing experience of my life. And my goal in having a conversation with you was to kind of have the same kind of experience just in terms of trading and just to like, look, I'm laying all this out. And it's just it's insane, dude. I just feel so light. And I think trading, I do feel kind of like a little constricted because it's just like a little guilt. It's like I know I could do this, but I'm not doing things the right way. I'm cheating myself by cheating the market or trying to cheat the market. Um, and yeah, it's a weird spiritual experience for me. I do find trading to be a spiritual thing. Um,
for
a
sure.
lot of shadow work is involved. Like I've really gotten into like Carl Jung and stuff as a result of the 12 step in AA and because of trading. It's crazy. Like you said, the market is a reflection of your inner beliefs and etc.
Yeah, it definitely is. Well,
So
good for you, man. Congratulations on being clean and sober and getting through the steps and doing what you need to do in your personal life. I think that well, I hope that like us chatting will help you out. And I think it's great that you're being honest about where you are and how you've achieved success, thus far, and it, not feeling genuine. And I think that if you hadn't had the unfortunate means of blowing up on Thanksgiving because the market closed early and the accounts getting liquidated, you probably would have had it sooner or later. And I think that overall you should look at it positively and think of it as a blessing that like, hey, I'm glad this happened because it's helping to set me on the right path. And I was not on the right path to be a long-term successful profitable trader, you know?
100%. It was definitely going to happen sooner or later, and it probably would have hurt more if I had lost it over a span of 2 weeks or a month, taking red trades every day. Or I'm glad it was just because I broke a rule, but I'm glad I lost it all because
Yeah.
it's, again, I'm being forced on my knees and confronting myself, and it's like, let's just do this the right way.
Yeah. So then that's where like from an emotional side of things, you've got it kind of lined out, right? Like you know where you are, you know where you want to be, right? And then so what is lacking is the tools or the system in that is going to keep you operating within, you know, I guess kind of tools of the system that will keep you operating in a way that move you from where you are to where you want to be, right? Because right now you're stuck, right? Like you recognize there's a gap, and if you like my personal opinion, and it's also my experience and my experience helping and talking to other people, if you fixate on closing the gap being a measure of the profits you extract from the market, you are not closing the gap, right? You're too focused on the goalpost and you're too focused on, hey, I made this money, I paid off my debt, I'm good. Like, because the market giveth and the market taketh away. And if you do not have the right systems and tools and practices in place, you'll just be chasing it back and you'll give back, give back, give back, give back, give back. Kind of like you're doing now with eval fees, right?
Yes,
So
100%.
so let's if we get into sort of the technical side of it and trying to set you up with some tips and tricks for you, right? If they're your rules, you're going to be a lot more you're going to be a lot more likely to follow them. So,
Hmm.
what's your trading like now? Are you trading in pre-market? Are you trading the open? How many trades do you let yourself take a day? Let's talk about that.
So ideally, here's okay. Ideally, I would take 3 trades max in a day.
Okay.
Um, if I take one, look, here's my goal. Like I mentioned in our messages, dude, one trade on ES or MES, 5 points. That's all I need. I could eventually, as I scale, I would be so happy with one 5 point scalp. I don't need much else. Um, and I'd be thrilled with that. So if I can just do one trade like that and first one win, cool, dip out, I'm so happy. I can do that. My trouble is when I'm red, I can't walk away. I could walk away when I'm green, and I don't like to overstay my welcome. Cool. So yeah, I sometimes I will trade the open. It'll be a quick scalp, but I'm realizing I don't really enjoy it. It's the setups are not as clean within the
Mm,
first 5 or so minutes. Um, but yeah, sometimes I'll just trade. My ideal time is, I'm talking in terms of Pacific Standard, 6:30 to 8. So what is that? 9:30 to 11.
11. Yep.
Um, yeah, so that, and then just walk away after 11 a.m. New York. Um, and then maybe a little bit of Globex. Globex price action is a lot slower. It's easier for me to read, and my emotions are a lot calmer. And but it's only like if I turn it on, if I turn on my screen and I see like a CBC flip, like a bearish flip off of VWAP with a pivot, 5 or 10 points below, then I'll be like, oh, okay, this is like one of those situations where the trade just comes to me. I just opened up the screen, I see a CBC flip, I'm gonna wait for a candle in the opposite direction,
Hmm.
sell the pullback, and then whatever, scalp it, and then just walk away, turn my laptop off and walk away. That's it. But usually New York first hour and a half, and then yeah, maybe a little bit of Globex here and there
Okay.
to answer your question.
Okay.
To like, yeah, sorry.
Okay. Okay. So you said something though that I wanna hone in on.
Sure.
Why are you trading Globex if you're saying a 5 point scalp is your good?
I like trading Globex because the price action is so much slower.
Okay. Okay.
And lately, sometimes the price action is a lot cleaner than it would be um, during the morning session. Every
Okay.
now and then. Sometimes it's ES will give really clean moves. Gold, dude, don't even get me started on, dude, a 10-minute tap. It's like a freaking, you can tell it's the algos. Like it's just like it'll tap the 10-minute EMAs and boom, just bounce. And like it's like, oh, okay, this is a little easy. Um, it's just less erratic sometimes, but ideally, ideally, just morning session.
Okay. Yeah. So I just bring it up because one of the things that I did that I think that was helpful for me personally, um, like, and if you want to trade, then it's fine. But I refused. Like I just said, I'm not trading Globex, right? And my Globex trades have been very limited. Like I think I can count on one hand the number of trades I've taken in Globex since like September. And the biggest reason for that is having time away from the market where my mind is just clear, right? Like I could study price action all night, but I'm not watching it live. I'm not dissecting it. I'm not thinking, hey, we're here, we might go there. I'm not looking at all that and trying to discern what's going on. And I'm keeping my mind clear for the morning session. Like I like trading the New York session. Now, like I think it would be different if because if you're trading like let's just say like the CBC system, EMAs, all that stuff, like the Maple system, that
Mhm.
seems to work across tickers, across, time frames, sessions, etc. I don't want to say seems to work. It does work, right? And
Yeah,
versus there are certain people who they trade like what they would call like a model where it's like I'm waiting for the Asia low or Asia high to be taken out so then that I can do this with London and that's it. Like that's their
yeah,
whole thought process. If you're not trading like that, then like and I don't trade like that, then it was easy for me to just be like I'm only going to trade regular trading hours and so from outside of 9:30 to 4, I'm not trading. And most of the time I try not to trade past really like noon. Like I want to be like basically if I get to the desk at like 8, I want to be done in like 4 hours tops. And that's with me streaming and doing the whole bit, right?
yes.
That was a rule I made for myself just because it protected my mental capital. But to also talk about if you said if you're only looking for a 5-point scalp, be honest, do you find yourself sometimes looking at like, hey, the market's here. If I can just get the 5 points from here to there, then I'm good. Like a sort of what I'm asking is, do you get tunnel visioned on the 5 points?
Um, I what I look for is like I want if there's space for like 10 or 15 points, I'll just set my sell order at 5 points. And why? That's because I realize when I try to bottom tick or top tick or whatever, it's just like it's not worth it. So 5 points I just realized was healthy, which is why. So to answer your question, do I get fixated on 5 points? Um, damn, that's a tough question to answer. I don't know. Um, is there another way you could frame the question? I'm sorry. I don't know why that's so difficult for me to answer.
No, I just think like, I mean, if you kind of said you can see it going 15 and you just take the 5, that's
Yeah.
fine, I think, because then you're not getting tunnel visioned on like, I'm trying to get this quick pop and that's it, you know? Because
Yeah, yeah.
I have had conversations, um, I have had conversations where a trader's like, "Yeah, I'm just trying to get my like quick 10, 20 points on it on NQ or MNQ," and it's like, so you missed the fact that the market was ready to move 150 points the other way. You know what I mean, or what have you.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. I no, I don't think I get tunnel vision on that. I have no bias towards obviously there's like anyone else, I do tilt sometimes and I'm like, but generally I'm like if I like the look, Maple always talks like it's got this bearish look, it's got this bullish look. Once I
Hmm.
realized what I like to see, it's kind of hard to describe, but it's like, you see it and you're like, oh, I don't know, it looks kind of short to me.
Hmm.
Um, and if I'm wrong, like hopefully like I'm wrong and that's it. Hopefully I won't tilt. Um, but no, I don't think I get no, to finally answer your question clearly. No, I don't think I get too fixated on that at all. It's just like that's just my goal. And if I can get it, great. If I don't, the next goal is to just be able to walk away, find a better setup, wait
Okay.
for a better setup.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. So then, so I think you've identified a couple things though. Like if you're saying you don't like the setups off the open, what's your time limit to wait? Like where are you? How are you comfortable waiting? Like what do you want to? You know what I mean? Like do you want to wait for 15 minutes? Do you want to wait for 30 minutes? Like those are rules you should set in place for yourself. Like hey, I'm going to show up to the market and I am content with waiting and I might miss a big ass move and that's okay cuz I'll either get a pullback or I'll get something.
Yeah, I usually definitely want to wait for the first uh, 10-minute candle
Okay.
to form and close, and then we'll see how the next candle goes. And then, like today's setup, like that's a sick setup. On ES, if you look, it rejected, it broke pre-market high. It looks like I have an old pre-market level here. Anyways, it broke pre-market high and then dipped back down, and it was a CBC flip, bearish on the 10-minute, and then and then I look at the 2-minute and be like, okay, EMAs are crossing here. Obviously, if this was happening in real time, who knows how it would have gone. But in hindsight, I see the CBC flip on the 2-minute, a bearish CBC flip off of the EMAs. I'd wait for the pullback and buy that 9 EMA tap on the 2-minute, or sorry, short the 9-minute EMA, and then sell at VWAP. I don't know if you have the charts in front of you right now.
Yeah, so selling at VWAPs I think like if I'm correct it's
Or
about
cover at VWAP, yeah.
yeah, covering at VWAP is like 7-8 points, right?
Yeah, and that's like, it's past my 5 points, but it's definitely it seems like it's gonna tap VWAP for sure.
Yeah.
And then I just be like, cool, great trade. Let's walk. Let's go to the gym. Let's get a freaking chest pump in. That's like my ideal day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So, but then that gets derailed because if you take a losing trade or if you just get a misread on the market.
Yeah. So then, so now okay, cool. I lost. Usually I do like a 1-to-1. Risk 5 points, take profit at 5 points, and or 7 or 8. If VWAP is 7 or 8 points, I'm just gonna hold on for VWAP. But now if I took a losing trade, my next challenge here is something that I've noticed is I'll either re-enter. I do not wait long enough to re-enter.
Okay.
I can do it, maybe if I'm very conscious about it. My problem is I could be conscious about it. I'm not conscious and consistent with it over a longer period of time. I'll do it for 1 or 2 days, and then I'm exhausted of mental energy and keeping that up. If you get what I mean?
Mhm.
Because it's a rep. It's literally a mental rep, and I'm exhausted of waiting, of fighting my impulse. And yeah, so that's my next challenge. Is like, oh no, it's still short. Let's try this again. Let's do it again.
Hmm.
So
Yep. I know I've been there before, dude. It wakes you out and you think about getting back in and sometimes I get back in and it works and sometimes you get back in and it doesn't, right? Like that's the whole
yes,
84% rule thing.
yes,
Yeah. Um you got to figure out what's going to work for you around that one, man. Um
yeah, yeah. That
it
is just it's just a yeah, it's an impulse control thing.
it is. It just needs to be hinged and centered around like I am a rules-based trader, right?
Hmm.
And I'm going to do this and I'm not going to do that. I'm working on this currently. I have not finalized it yet, but one of the things that I'm working on actually stealing off of X is that there was a post about this trader and he said that he was struggling and he literally wrote out his own rules, recorded himself saying these rules, um saying the rules and then listens to it on repeat.
While he's trading.
Yeah, no, I think all day, like any time of day.
Oh no way! He just listens to himself saying that these are my rules and these are like he
Yes.
lists them out and this is how I trade.
Yes. So like things that I have, just off the top of my head, things that I've written down for myself when I end up actually recording this. And I know anybody gets to this record part of the recording is going to be like, Joe, I want to hear what you did. But like I have just things about like starting off with, I am a systematic trader. right? I have rules that are, you know, contingent or important. This is where I think words I need to figure out for my success, right? My rules are this, right? And then like going into, I only will take trades based off of key levels that I have defined. You know, if I recognize that the market is chopping, I will sit on hands, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? Like, and building that out, and then this guy's just literally listening to himself on repeat. So then like when you were sitting there and you're like, I recognize the market is chopping, these EMAs are no use to me, I need to just sit and wait or not take a trade at all, you know?
Yes.
And that helps, and like there's 250 trading days a year, and the unfortunate thing that people do is they say, okay, there's 250 trading days in a year, so if I make $1,000 a day, that's $250,000. You never going to lose a day, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You never going to
Yeah.
sit out.
Yeah, we never take that into account.
Right. So, you know, and it's really realistically, it's more like, okay, if I win 200 days, I'm going to make $200,000. If I lose 250 days, I'm going to lose maybe you lose $25,000 or 50 or you lose $1,000 too. Okay, I still net $150,000. It's a great year.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, that's the thing that I'm working on, and I would encourage you to do that too, because then it's your rules, dude. Like you are listening to yourself on repeat, and then it's, almost like psych yourself up like before a heavy lift at the gym. Like instead of it's just like I want to make money, it's like I want to follow my rules today. I want to be disciplined. I want to be successful, and the only way I'm going to be successful is if I follow the rules I've made for myself.
Yes, exactly.
Like
Um, yeah, I'm sorry if I cut you off.
no.
Yeah, one thing I'm realizing is things outside of us. Like I said, like this whole trading thing, it's a very spiritual thing for me personally.
Hmm.
It's you don't look for things outside of you to prove point. Like I don't think your profits prove how good of a trader you are. Like, and this, I'm sure you can agree with this. It's your discipline. You could
Right.
be red or green, and it's like these things outside of you do not fucking matter at all. It is your discipline, your willingness to follow your own rules. So I try to um, approach trading every day with that. It's like, dude, I I did the best I could following my rules. That's it. All I can do is nail my entries and follow my profit taking rules, and that's it. And then follow which the rules for which session I trade, etc. um and yeah, it's like I think my biggest battle is I will forget that, and then I will obviously just slip back into my profits determine my success as a trader. I could be a success. My theory, my philosophy, even though I fail at my own philosophy, is I am a profitable trader, and what makes me a profitable trader are the habits that I practice every single day when I approach the market, regardless of what my P&L is, regardless of what my bank account might look like. It's just a state of being. Um, which takes away and if I could just and this, I think this might help anyone, which is why I'm mentioning it. It's like regardless of what my P&L looks like, I am a profitable trader, and what does a profitable trader do? They follow their rules.
Hmm.
um and it doesn't matter, like, fuck the P&L, dude, fuck the P&L. Like, I'm also talking to myself here.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
but it's just like I am a profitable trader. I identify as a profitable trader the same way where I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, and then one day I decided I don't identify as a smoker. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I don't drink anymore. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a party animal or anything. It's just all an identity thing. It is a shift just like that, and it's up to us, or yourself, whoever is listening to this, to hold on to that freaking identity and to just follow it. um
Yeah. Precisely, dude.
you know
Precisely. So like, what are you gonna do about it?
I think I need to have some clearly defined rules, just very clear defined rules, and just be detached. It's like these are things that I know, dude, but like I told you in the message, I just keep falling victim to my own mind and impulses, right? So
Yeah.
I think I know what I need to do, and I think I just needed help kind of solidifying a system. So it's like 1 to 2 trades a day, walk away. It's cool, just like, and don't oversize. Don't oversize. I realize I blow these accounts because I end up oversizing. I can take losses and come back from them. It's fine. It's just like there's a rushing thing that I'm suffering from, which I'm sure everyone does,
Mhm.
because these prop firms have such a low barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope I didn't not make you feel like I wasted your own time. It's like I feel like I already know what I need to do. I just think I needed some support. Um,
Yeah.
because it's just like,
I mean, I felt halfway confident in just, like, reading the messages that you sent that you don't really need me, bro.
yeah,
You just needed some you just needed, like, kind of a little nudge in the right direction that you were g that or kind of a nudge that you were going in the right direction. Like, you know the rules, man, and I think it's just a matter of identifying and then defining and sticking to the system, and so, I would encourage you because, like you said, you found this to be freeing. I would
mhm,
encourage you to write out your rules, write them out in detail, and share them, right? Like, whether you post them in the House of Stacks, like, on the chart review floor or just, somewhere where they're gonna not get lost, like Stacks Chat, and then
yeah.
and share them with me and then commit to yourself, dude. Like if you're only taking a couple trades a day, commit to yourself that no matter what happens, I am going to post every trade I took until I feel like I'm out like I'm uh kind of over this hump, and I'm past this,
Hmm.
right? I'm going to put and if I feel myself slipping, I'm going to go right back to posting every trade. But because if you're utilizing the group and most people underutilize it, if you're posting every chart, every trade, every idea, every hey, I was thinking about this trade and it would have worked, but I didn't take it because of this, right? Like all of those things, start leveraging that and leveraging that group think, that hive mind mentality thing. Like you'll go further than you will on your own.
Yeah, I should utilize it more. I should. And I think because I end up getting emotional, I end up taking way more trades. Who wants to journal like 10 trades? Nobody wants to journal that. And
Oh,
8 of those trades are probably emotional. You get what I mean?
yes.
So it's just like, so that's why I'm so lazy sometimes. Like I do not want to journal my trades. But if I can keep it to 1 to 3 trades, yes, I'd be happy to journal them, whether they were good or bad, or sorry, rather wins or losses. And as long as I follow my rules, I can be like, this is why I took it. If I could just stand behind them,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
with conviction
Yes,
and just be like,
100%.
yeah, this is what I did.
Yes, 100%, dude. That's why um you have to make that commitment level though, man, no matter what. Like if you take the first trade, right? And it's a loser and you got to have it in your mind. Okay, I need to be selective before I take the next trade. Remember, I have to recap every trade. Joe and other
Mhm.
traders are waiting for my daily recaps. They are going they I have to share what I did. I'm putting this on display. Do I really want to do this or am I going to just be a phony? Am I going to be a fraud who can't follow his own rules?
Dude, I fucking love that. Yeah, I think I might just have to do that. Because then it's almost like having a manager. That's what the biggest problem is.
Yeah,
No one is breathing down our necks telling us what the hell to do.
right.
So I think it would help be like a sort of sense of accountability.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Having an account dude, accountability is one of the most useful things in life. And that's what makes being a trader, especially if that's what you're going to do full time, so dangerous and so risky is because you're accountable to yourself. And are you going to hold yourself to the same standards that you would hold somebody else to if they were trading your money? I mean, let's be realistic here, dude. If you were giving me your money and I was buying evals, would you be impressed if I traded like you have?
No, of course not.
Oh, you'd be pissed. You'd be like, "What the hell,
Yeah.
Joe? I'm gonna come over there to Maine and whoop your ass," right? Like,
Yes, exactly.
exactly.
If I didn't know what you looked like, yeah.
You'd be like, right, right. Yeah, but still, you jump me, come out of a dark alley with a baseball bat. Still gonna be no match for you. Where's my money, Joe?
Yeah.
So keep that. It's all about the perspective, man. Having the perspective of like, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Like, am I proud of myself? Am I be proud of the system? Like, and I think too often, and this is not a direct shot at anybody in the group, but I think too often people are so quick to share their winning days, their winning P&Ls, their payouts, all that stuff. And then like when it gets down to brass tacks and you start asking people how they trade, that's when it's like, ah, okay, like you've hit some lucky wins, right? And nobody's telling you how much they spend on evals or resets or even TPT Pro account resets. Like I don't want to say
Oh my
nobody,
god.
but bro,
I'm, I've done that, dude. It's so bad. Oh my god, dude. The
yeah,
pro resets. Jesus.
it's it's
Idiotic move. Do not do that.
do not do it. I've done it too. Do not do it. It's not a good look. I've
Oh my
I've
god,
literally
dude.
ruined a week of trading on multiple resets. Don't do it.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Ah,
But sometimes your tilt gets the better of you, and you just have to recognize, hey, my tilt got the better of me. I can't do this again. So,
yes, exactly.
um, I do got to wrap up, man. I got to go grab my daughter from school. Um, but I think what I would most like to see out of this conversation is that whether you watch this back or just draw off a memory, you define your rules, you share your rules, and you start sharing the trades you're taking, win or lose.
100%. Yeah, I think yeah, holding myself accountable and then sharing with the group. I think I should utilize the group some more. And then just go in with like I need to make myself proud every day, not by money, but by following my process.
Exactly, exactly. And like you just need to be able to say, like, I took this trade and I really liked the setup. I liked the structure, but then the market just turned because that's what the market does. And I lost. But you know what? I'll take that trade again tomorrow or the next day if it presents itself, because I've taken it
Mhm.
20 times before, you know?
Yeah, see, yeah, that I think that's a little detail I always forget. It's like, dude, it looked right because you start questioning your own ability to analyze the market, and I think that's what we all battle whenever we take a loss.
Yep,
It's like, oh, that should have worked, but whatever.
exactly.
Um, but yeah, dude, thank you so much for your time. I really, really, really appreciate it.
No problem, man. I'm happy to help. And I'll get this uploaded to YouTube here shortly and send you the link. All right.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you. You have a good rest of your day.
You too. Good luck. Keep in touch.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.